Welcome back. The population is aging here in California. In the next decade, listen to this. State officials say 1 in every 5 Californians will be at least 65 years old. That's causing concerns about housing, health care, and more.
But the state says they have a plan. ABC 10's Becca Habiger shows us what's being done and how we all can prepare for the future.
On a recent rainy weekday, I met up with Susan Bosco-Starcevich of Mutual Housing California and Sherry Williams, who lives in one of Mutual Housing's apartment communities specifically for low-income seniors.
I'm very fortunate, very happy to be in that particular senior community.
Sherry Williams is a Sacramento senior who recently experienced homelessness. She now lives at Lavender Courtyard in Midtown.
It's hard living on a fixed income, but having the programs like this definitely help. Otherwise, there's no way that one would even be able to live.
On this day, we toured the 150-unit Wong Center, still under construction. It's one of several apartment communities for low-income seniors that are in Mutual Housing's pipeline. It's set to open this summer next to the Sacramento rail yards.
The population of seniors being homeless now, it just amazes me.
For more than a year, Williams experienced homelessness, living in her vehicle and then the Meadowview Navigation Center Women's Shelter before moving into Lavender Courtyard when it opened in 2022.
Every one of us have different circumstances, different reasons as to why we personally end up where we are. Some were unhoused because of the pandemic, the rising cost of being able to afford a place to live. You know, most seniors don't make enough money.
The fact then that, the option is homelessness or being moved out of a home maybe you've lived in for a long time and just, being alone and scared. And there's a lot of housing problems, but I think our seniors in particular need an affordable place to live.
The state's Department of Aging says between 2010 and 2060, the population of people 60 and older will increase by 166%. The number of those 85 and older will more than quadruple in these counties in red, triple in orange, and more than double in yellow.
We'll start with your weight right here.
Over at the UC Davis Healthy Aging Clinic in East Sacramento, Dr. Rebecca Boxer's mind is on senior health care.
We're a multidisciplinary clinic which includes geriatric specialists, cognitive neurologists, neuropsychologists, geropsychiatry, and then a lot of ancillary services.
That is all under one roof.
There's a number of issues that start to all come together with older adults as they age. It has to do with multiple chronic conditions, difficulties that could surround psychosocial issues. The other big one I would add is medications.
She is a geriatrician, a doctor who specializes in treating older adults, and a field that needs more recruits.
A lot of the geriatricians around the country are retiring. It's a growing shortage. It's a huge problem.
What are the challenges facing California as we see an increasing number of folks who are age 65 and plus with that trend only going upward?
It's going to be tough. Affordable housing for older adults. There's going to be a great need for caregiving for those older adults and also for the older adults themselves caring for their partners.
She's concerned about not just physical health, but also people's emotional and mental well-being.
We're going to have to really think about how do we help older adults who are becoming socially isolated and lonely. Loneliness is very much associated with bad outcomes for older adults, and it's incredibly common.
Something Sherry Williams knows firsthand.
Because I've lost my husband, my parents, and it gets lonely. It gets really lonely.
She says social programs offered at Lavender Courtyard help so she can experience a sense of community with her neighbors.
I think it's very important to be able to build good, sound friendships so that you can pretty much look out for one another.
Increasingly, public and private planners alike are turning to aging-friendly communities. ABC 10 recently reported on the early stages of an 8,000-home community just southeast of Folsom. It's called the Community for Health and Independence in partnership with UC Davis and AKT Investments.
The vision here is a community for health and independence, and it came about from identifying a need expressed by seniors across the country to want to age in place and live in their homes as they get older.
Local efforts are guided in part by California's Master Plan for Aging, released in 2021.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
The Little Hoover Commission, an independent state oversight agency created in 1962, was tasked with judging the plan's rollout so far. They held hearings last year with experts like California Department of Aging Director Susan DeMorris, who addressed the changing face of caregiving.
Historically, about 65% of all long-term care is provided by unpaid family members. We know that is not what's going to happen going forward. Fewer children who do not live in the same community or even the same state. More working adult children who are not able to take time off of work to provide care to parents.
The commission published their findings in a recent report, calling the state's efforts so far ambitious and impressive, noting the state has rolled out more than 220 initiatives.
This is for everyone who is aging. We are all aging. We are aging from the time we're young. There are healthy aging initiatives that are about prevention from the time you're younger.
The Commission's report offers specific recommendations, adding California must better articulate a clear path forward for the master plan with milestone targets and metrics that may be used to hold leaders accountable for progress. Dr. Boxer encourages people to make plans for declining health and mobility sooner rather than later.
Many people don't think it's going to happen to them, that they're going to need extra support, that they're going to need assistance, and it sometimes takes them by surprise and they're not ready. If we're talking about those entering the 60s and 65 and older, that's a time where usually people are pretty healthy and they're functional and they can enjoy things in life. The trouble starts often 85 and older. And so that's often what we're seeing in the geriatrics program here is people who are in that older age group and start to have issues that we really can help them manage.
That was our Becca Habiger reporting. She had a lot of information there for you. And if you'd like to learn more, every Saturday morning in February, UC Davis is hosting its free virtual mini medical school. It's over Zoom, and that supports healthy aging. And we have more information on these free classes on our website, abc10.com/links. And you should also know, as far as affordable housing, the Wong Center is for seniors 55 and older. It has a wait list, but Mutual Housing California still encourages people to apply since the wait lists can move quickly.